Honey Von Bunny and Berries and Cream with a podcast about smutty trash they read. Sad housewife? Lonely freak? Check it out, fucking fairies, wouldn't that be neat? Charge your phone and your toys full battery. Close your blinds, it's fine, no one has to see. Run yourself a bath, get some candles lit. Lie back, relax, this is APClit.
Okay, can you do your voice exercise for me?
Come. Come, 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 come. Come, 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 come. Come, 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 come.
Okay, that's enough come.
God, we're so good. We're so great. We're so beautiful.
We're girlies. We really are. Okay, so this is the only thing I want to talk about because this has been ruling my life. You saw JoJo Siwa's look from the iHeartRadio Awards, right?
Wait, no.
She's been trying to do this bad girl thing recently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, she tried to change her image, but she's always going to be just so it's look.
Oh yeah, I saw that. What is she doing?
So I saw a tweet. It's about JoJo Siwa, and it says, she's like when you give a homeschooled kid a Mountain Dew. Because she was
that feels right.
She was in an interview. She's like, just wait till I drop that F-bomb.
Oh my god.
Have you seen she has this song coming out called Karma. And it's the worst choreography I have ever seen. It's so bad. And then other dancers try. Other dancers are like, okay, well, it's actually not that bad. She's just doing it bad.
Oh my god.
And I'm honestly upset that I know this much. I'm upset that I know this much about this person.
I'm surprised. I didn't know much about her at all, except her ponytail looked like it was just way too tight on her head. That's literally all I've ever known.
She has a bald spot now. Yeah, that's why she cut her hair. All I've ever known about her. If I could just take that information out of my head and then replace it with something useful and helpful, that would be really nice. Thank you.
That does sound nice. I think I'm the same way, but with the Kardashians. I've never watched anything Kardashian, but for some reason I know all of this lore and information. It just seeps into my body.
I think that's just millennial. I mean? It's just millennial HPV. The Kardashians. Yeah.
Millennial HPV. It's a virus. It's spreading.
I got something for you to spread, brother.
Ooh, baby girl.
And that's all I have to talk about. Would you like to, because I keep the title of the book that we're talking about today is so mundane that no matter, I have purchased this book. This is in my library. I can probably find the email, but I do not know what it's fucking called.
It's called How Does It Feel?
Okay, and
go on.
I was just letting everyone know that we're going for a different approach this time. So with the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, we were we already read them all, so we were just coming together to talk about them. This book I am still reading, and we're going to be recording in segments because with how much of a roller coaster that A Court of Thorns and Roses was, I think it's more entertaining to split it up. It's all probably going to be in the same episode. Center. It's probably going to be all in the same episode with little segments. But I don't know. I feel it'll be more fun this way. Because I have very strong opinions one way, and you have very strong opinions the other way now.
Yeah, and to be completely clear, I've finished the book once already. So rereading it, there's a lot of stuff that is hints as to the direction that the story's going that Barry is completely oblivious of. So she's in the mentality that I was when I started, and that mentality changed.
This bitch.
I know.
I
know you
do.
Bitch. I know you do.
I fucking hate this bitch.
I know you do, and I did too. But trust the process. That's all you have to do is trust the process with this. Because when I got this book, I got this book, and I went, this is garbage. I was like, you cannot get me into this. And then by chapter 11, I went, okay, you could probably get me into this, which is, you've read 10 chapters, right?
I'm up to
there.
chapter 10. Yeah.
Yep. So you're getting there.
Okay, for all of the, I'm just gonna call you guys girlies. It doesn't matter to me if you.
No boys allowed. Girls only. This is a girls only
Yeah.
space.
If you're a boy listening to this, you're an honorary girly. I'm sick of all of it always being the boys. It's the girlies for us right now.
It's the girlies, the gals, the girls, the ladies.
I'm going to read a passage that I have highlighted in this book, which illustrates why I hate her so much.
Oh God. Okay.
Because
I'm so
there's
excited.
nothing.
Should we explain what it's about, or like give a synopsis so they at least know?
Can I read this quote first and then you
Okay,
can?
read the quote first. Read the quote first.
So I don't know if all my friends
Give me
that
the
know
chapter.
It's chapter 1.
Oh God. Okay. Let's
Chapter 1,
go.
Callie.
Okay.
Page 12, I think. All my friends that know me know that I hate when people put down other women. Like, focus on yourself. That's kind of how I feel. So this is the quote that I was just like, I rolled my eyes so hard that I had to put the book fucking down. I put the book down. I threw it to the side and I was like, oh, this is gonna be. I fucking hate her.
Uh-huh.
And I have a special voice that I'm going to put on for this because I feel like it really illustrates the venom and hatred that I feel for this woman right now.
Okay, go on, girl.
Let me clear my throat. Come. At 29 years old, with no children, no husband, bright blonde hair to my waist, and a decent enough figure, you try hiking these hills all day. The women of the town seem to think I had a secret vendetta to steal their out-of-shape, misogynistic husbands or take all the available Wrangler-wearing, dip-chewing men. I actually found it kind of flattering when I thought about it at first.
I love her. I unironically love her.
When you gave me a spoiler and told me that the main male character of this book spits in her face the first time they meet, when I read that line, I was like, payback. I'm like, you deserve that.
So that was, so when I was reading, because these first few chapters are very information heavy, and it's like, why do I need all this information?
Would you like to describe what this book is supposed to, like, would you like to read what the back of the book says?
Okay, we'll go there. All right. The book is called How Does It Feel? And I love that it says
bad right now. Honestly, pretty fucking bad. Okay.
Later it'll feel pretty good, but for now it feels pretty bad. And it says underneath the title, The Infatuated Fae. And that's what got me. I was like, all right, let's fucking go. So the synopsis is, when a trip into the forest to collect a rare mushroom for her research goes horribly wrong, biologist Callie Peterson finds herself falling through a fairy portal and straight into the arms of the unseelie Fae Prince. A dangerously unhinged and viciously handsome unseelie Fae Prince. Oh wait, I read that twice over. I'm a good narrator.
She's smart.
I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm charming.
And she's
Everyone
skinny.
loves me. Yes, absolutely. Of all of those, the first thing I am is skinny.
That's right, baby.
So, anyway, it's like an isekai. If you think about it.
Oh, God.
She gets thrown into some world, and there's a really terrifying 6'5", handsome unseelie prince. Unseelie, I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah, and then the first time they meet, he goes, beautiful nipples, princess, and then spits in her face.
He has beautiful nipples, princess vibes, spits in her face, and then it's one of his like people to stab her through the stomach, and she dies.
Okay, but before we get to that, can we just talk about how the book like starts more? because
but
so
it's so good when it starts there.
She's just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
She is. She's a small town girl that moved from someplace we don't know, doesn't even say where it is, to Michigan.
Because she matters so much.
Because of a TED Talk that she did.
She did a fucking green flag number 1. By the way, green flag, we're playing a little bit of green flag, red flag.
It's opposite day.
Green flag is a slur that's bad because we like toxic kings, toxic queens, and green flags are boring. This is not Hallmark. We want dick.
Oh my God.
Not actually, but you know what I mean. We want toxic. We don't like if I wanted to read like if I wanted a fluffy like we don't need that. We want toxic. We just want toxic.
We want problems constantly.
We want problems.
Always.
We want BPD. We want violence. Like that's what we want.
We want beautiful nipples, princess.
Green flag number 1. This bitch did a TED Talk.
Yeah, she did a TED Talk.
Points against her. She did a fucking TED Talk.
What was the TED Talk about again? Do you remember?
She didn't even say. It didn't even say.
No, it was something very wordy. It was like science words, and I was very confused because I'm beautiful and I don't need a brain and I don't need to understand all these words.
Your beautiful princess disorder just completely blocked out the information.
Just an hour of us complimenting each other. Just like, you're so beautiful and skinny.
She does a TED Talk about butterflies because she's been obsessed with butterflies since she was a child. Because this is a book about fairy.
It's her autistic fixation.
Of course she has an autistic fixation on butterflies. And she does a TED Talk about butterflies. And because of that TED Talk that she did, or she did something. I can't even fucking remember because she
did the TED Talk and then
she's
these
so
people.
Boring.
Oh my God. These people in Michigan were like, hey, we need some help. And she was like, I'll be there.
Because
that's how that happened.
She accepted this rinky-dink job in Michigan in this small-ass town with only like one other conservationist because, wait for this, if you want to hear this.
Yeah,
she
I'm ready.
moves here because they're in the path of the migration of a specific moth that she likes.
A lunar moth. A beautiful
moth. And now she's stuck in this rinky-dink small town where nobody likes her. Nobody really wants her.
She doesn't like them.
She doesn't like them. She doesn't have any friends. And according to Beefcake Cliff, she lives in a house that smells like piss.
Yeah, he does say that. Just like, damn girl, you live like this.
Damn girl, you piss like this?
Damn girl, you piss like this. I do love that the first male that shows up in the book, you go, who is he? Like,
I'm just like, what's his number?
Who's he? What's his number? How's it going?
I'm gonna do a $5 footlong. I'm gonna do the Subway $5 footlong thing with my hands. So tell me when to stop.
When to stop.
Tell me when to stop. Really? Really? For real? Are you kidding?
I do love that he's like so just like locked in on getting her, and she's just like, I want to be friends. He's locked on. He's really locked on. I think he wants something serious because like I think they're around the same age. She's like 29, which I do appreciate having someone a bit older in these books because after reading Agatar, where it's a 19-year-old girl.
Yeah. Watch her act like a 19. She acts like a fucking 19-year-old. Like this fucking superiority complex.
She does.
Over other women. Being like, I came to this small town and
I'm beautiful and I have long blonde hair and white straight teeth.
I'm perfect and I have
my tan came in really well.
And I have freckles on my skin and I'm like sexy. And women hate me. Like that, coming into a small town with that fucking mentality and then being surprised Pikachu face when people don't like you, and also being like a fucking hard ass. Like
I don't know if I went to a small town That would be me, because I'd be like, I'm so beautiful and skinny.
Yeah, but you could be like, I'm beautiful and skinny, and then you turn around and be like, you know what, you ma'am, you over there, you're also beautiful and skinny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. This book is also a sausage fest, by the way. There's no other women. So...
There's one.
Well...
Very shortly.
That's true,
very
there
briefly.
is. Yeah, very briefly. There's one. There is technically 2 other women in this book. And, I mean, it's a sausage fest from there. Which I appreciate. I don't mind that so much. Any more green flags? Some Disney princess flags, maybe, possibly?
Oh, fucking... So I'm like, I was 4 chapters into this book, and I message Honey, and I'm like, bitch, if I have to hear someone call this woman a Disney princess, this, to me, is reading like a Wattpad 2015, like, girl puts her hair in a messy bun and puts on her fucking Converse sneakers, and then she walks outside and gets kidnapped from Neil, or Niall, like, by Harry Styles from One Direction. And that's what a coffee shop AU with a self-insert character who's beautiful and perfect and amazing, and not like the other women.
She gives heavy coffee shop AU vibes, and you just have to keep reading. That's all I have to say about that. It's a trust the process situation. I keep telling you. I know it's nonstop. I'm gonna keep saying it because things are gonna happen.
Oh, okay. So here's another one.
Okay.
Here's another green flag about this woman. Call me old-fashioned, but Callie Peterson certainly wasn't the type to use such crass language. I was a scientist, not a sailor. She doesn't swear. She uses words like... Okay, so I've decided that I'm gonna start like highlighting all of her stupid curses.
Yeah. Are you trying to find one? I actually skimmed through and I saw one a second ago.
Motherforking crap on a cracker.
Yeah, and then
tuna teeth.
Yeah, that one's a weird one. I've never heard that one before. Tuna teeth?
Holy esophagus? Who says that?
That's the one I just saw. Holy esophagus. Who in their daily vocabulary?
What the fork?
Holy esophagus.
What the fork? And you turd face. You turd face.
It's like she's in a 1950s Batman TV show. Those are her curse words.
It's like, it's...
Holy esophagus, Batman.
It's Leave It to Beaver, and you're not allowed to curse before 9 p.m.
But she's also really fit, and she's beautiful, and she has long blonde hair, and she's
smart.
And she's smart. She's super smart, actually.
Yeah.
And she also has a really expensive microscope.
And she also doesn't know how to do makeup, but she also did her makeup perfectly.
Yeah, and she did a smoky eye. And
she did a smoky eye after watching one YouTube tutorial.
And some expired red lipstick that wouldn't wipe off, and she was really upset about it. And then she wore a tiny black dress. We're getting ahead of ourselves, because I do want to talk about that.
With a sensible pump. She sounds like she
sounds sheltered to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that... She just, like, comes off as... If you ever saw the show fucking Lessons in Chemistry, where it's, like, written about a woman who tries to be who's, like, a scientist in the 50s, 60s.
But it fits there because it's in the 50s and 60s, right?
She's in the 50s and 60s, and she isn't like those other girls. She doesn't wear perfume. She's smarter than all the men. She's always getting put down and discredited.
Oh, I see.
She isn't feminine. Yeah, just take Brie Larson's character, like just Brie Larson as a person, and then just transport her back to 1950. It's you know the trope of it's usually a male character where it's like they're an asshole but they're a genius, so everyone lets them get away with being an asshole.
Yes.
She it's like a female version of that character.
I could see that.
It sucks.
I could see that
it's
vibe
very bad.
From Callie Peterson, who's a scientist and very smart but also beautiful and has a really good tan and blonde.
You know,
hair.
Female scientists can be feminine and wear makeup. and be smart.
But not a smoky eye.
Yeah, not a smoky eye.
Not a smoky eye.
Because the female scientist also shouldn't be a slut.
Yeah, they shouldn't be a whore. Or,
yeah, the way she described her outfit was like she was dressed for the streets.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure she looked great though.
Very interesting that was kind of what she chose, but let's go back to the start.
Oh, so Callie. Sorry. Everyone.
I know, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I really want to talk about that too.
We're so negative.
I know.
We're being so toxic. I'm only being toxic to her because she initiated toxicity.
She did initiate. She attacked you. She
attacked women. She attacked women.
She attacked all women as like a society.
Let me count how many times I highlighted the Disney princess thing, because I know I missed
the
like
Disney
one
princess.
or two.
Cliff loves to call her a Disney princess. He's always like, "You're a goddamn Disney princess," and that's kind of why I don't think Cliff is that hot.
I think Cliff.
I also know somebody named Cliff, and it's kind of awkward.
Cliff just gives off like handsome guy that was like you said, he was like a football player kind of vibe.
Yeah. When I was reading it, I actually imagined Ryan Quanten. And I was just like,
He's
interesting.
Here's the thing though, he's like, I don't want to be in the friend zone, I'm going to be direct.
Yeah,
and it's not like,
we love a direct king. We do.
And like, can you just imagine a scene where he's just like, pushes her against the wall, but not like hard.
Well, it could be hard.
It could be hard, but we don't want to
startle her.
Push her up against the wall, skittish. And then just like look her in the eye and put the arm up on the wall, like that classic K-pop move, the classic K-drama move, and then just be like, I'm tired of this.
But see, with Callie Peterson, I feel like she's got big virgin vibes. So he might be a little skittish about it. Yeah. But I mean, he is like, so they work together.
I'm just saying that I find that to be, I feel like that would be a good way for his character to go.
This is the direction I want him to go. Because they work together, right? Yeah. Her Chevy breaks down, and he's like getting it fixed for her and kind of taking care of her, looking out for her. And it's like, okay, this is kind of like very masculine, and I'm feeling it. And she's just pushing him away because she's kind of just like, I have my work. I'm a scientist.
I'm too smart and pretty and cool, and like I hate this place so much, so I don't want to. Yeah, she was like, I hate this place, so I don't want to date anyone. And it's like,
I'm not like the other girls.
That's fine if you don't want to date anyone, whatever. But I think what you're doing is unwise.
God, I cannot wait for you to get farther in this book. So yeah, we have like. Callie she's mid. She's kind of misogynistic, but not in the fun way. And not in the spit in your face and stab you through the heart and choke you way. Yeah, it's more of the I hate women way. I hate fellow womankind way. Yeah, in like no the catty, bitchy, low self-esteem way that I hate. I love her just talking shit the whole time.
I'm sorry. When you come after the girls, I'm so tired of female negativity, of like men shitting on women and women shitting on women, and I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of it. Women are queens. Every woman is a queen, and I will make a change. Jodie Foster this kind of behavior.
I love that. I understand. I get it. I kind of vibe with it, but at the same time when I was reading, I was like, this bitch is a little too much into herself. Right. And I was very like, is she supposed to be kind of unlikable?
And she's 29. She's 29.
She is 29. But she's really made it for herself, living in Michigan and bumfuck nowhere, researching lunar moths. And looking for picking mushrooms in the forest. Every woman's dream in a log cabin that smells like piss.
That sounds like a good Friday night.
It does, honestly. It's kind of how I want to live.
So she's like living in this shitty place.
Yes.
And
Shitty place.
you know, Cliff is a beefcake. He's strong. He's handsome. I told Honey this the other day, and she completely agreed with me. He seems like he has big hands.
He does. He seems like he has big hands, and he knows how to use them very well.
Yeah, so like, stop.
He knows how to hold a
being mean.
football
Yeah.
and other things.
He could punt her like a football, and that would be fun.
Oh,
She deserves it. She's so fucking. I really don't like her. She's
I
always.
know. I was there too. This. Oh my god.
The only time she was like talking about how she doesn't want friends. She's like too good to have friends. She doesn't want friends. She doesn't want connection. She doesn't want any of this. And then she meets like a guy called Crazy Earl.
I love Crazy
the town
Earl.
Crazy. The town like mentally unstable, at least with the reputation of being unstable and crazy guy. And all of a sudden, she throws that sentiment out of the window, and she's like best friends with this man. It
was kind of cute.
It is cute. It's cute.
So
I'm just
cute.
saying that it's like very like hypocritical to me, being like, oh, you don't want to. This woman who just tried to like talk you off a ledge about how you didn't get this job that you've been wanting, and was like, I do want you here. Like, people might be mean to you, but I want you here, and like trying to be positive to her. No, that's not good enough. But the crazy dude, the town crazy who likes mushrooms is the one that she connects with. Crazy Earl.
The thing is, Earl reminds her of Eli a bit. The way that
Eli, this guy that she's been mentioning, this old friend of hers.
This childhood friend of hers, that her bestest friend.
Can I just throw in like a little guess that I have about something? I have a feeling that this prince guy that's like gonna be that like tortured her and killed her. I have a feeling that that's Eli.
You think Prince Mindax is going to be Eli?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
She keeps talking about this guy and how like it's like Chekhov's gun. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be involved somehow. He's obviously a fairy of some kind, and my guess is that it's gonna be that guy. And that's because why is he suddenly gonna change from being like, I'm gonna like put this woman in a cell with a bog and have it rape her, to being like, ooh, beautiful princess, gorgeous, beautiful nipples,
princess.
I love you, let's have sex. Like,
I like the direction you're
happens.
going. You're using your noodle. You're thinking.
I got a noodle for you to use,
girly. You are. So you think that Eli, her childhood best friend, that's raveled in mystery, may possibly be Mindax.
Yeah. Am I like? Am I throwing in too many? Am I having too many hot takes? Am I?
No, I'm loving this.
Firing on all cylinders.
Keep firing them. Keep shooting them at me, baby.
So she befriends Crazy Earl, and she's like, oh my gosh, to help these moths that are dying from a parasite. Yeah. Because he turns out he's also a biologist, and that he's also smart, and he's not crazy, he's just brilliant. He's one of those.
Yes, he's not crazy, he's brilliant, and he's gotten fired.
He's not
from his
crazy.
Job
he's not crazy. He has beautiful nipples.
Did you just say he has beautiful nipples?
He's not crazy. He just has beautiful nipples.
That's true. I know people are very leery of people with beautiful nipples, so I get why people are very leery of Crazy Earl. Good theory. He has beautiful nipples. So I think Earl, he has to be in his 60s, right?
Yeah, and
that's the vibe.
He used to be a scientist.
Yeah, he used to be a scientist.
He said that the state burned all of his research and called him crazy. Now everyone thinks he's crazy. So this is a book about fairies. You could probably guess why and what's actually going on there. And she was looking for a specific type of mushroom because she thinks that she can make an antidote for this parasite using this mushroom, and she's like, oh well, everyone says that Crazy Earl's on drugs all the time, so maybe he knows something about these mushrooms and where to find them. And then, she finds them, turns out he's a microbiologist. It's very good writing that makes a lot of sense, and it's very good.
Just to cut in, I actually like how this lady writes, the author. I know you may have some things to say beforehand, but again, trust the process.
Well, my only thing is, like, she has 2 pieces of a puzzle, and, like, there's, like, supposed to be pieces that bridge between to, like, get from point A to point B, but instead of, like, she just picks the most convenient way possible for them to, like, meet. I feel like she could have done something less bad.
It is so hard not to say anything. But I felt the exact same way as you did when I was reading, because I was like, oh, look how convenient it is that Crazy Earl was a microbiologist and he knows about this stuff and mushrooms. I was like, okay, whatever. But well, I mean, let's keep the ball moving.
Obviously, he was researching those mushrooms, and then he stayed around because of the mushrooms. And that was the research that got him kicked out, because fairies, like,
yeah, because they're like, oh, he's got like Mr. Crocker vibes. He's just like the fairy.
Yeah, like that's what I'm getting from it. And I just feel like it could have just been like, oh, I'm looking for mushrooms for these moths. Let me ask the guy who's like crazy in town, because of course he does drugs and knows where the mushrooms would be.
But also, if we went that direction and he wasn't a microbiologist, it'd be kind of creepy to have this 60-year-old dude that's always drugged out, and he's like, come on, I'll show you where these mushrooms are in the forest. Yeah,
it would have been fun.
I wouldn't have trusted that.
I would have trusted it. I would have been like, you know what? Let's go.
Oh no.
Well, no, I'm just saying that, I'm not saying that him being a microbiologist is convenient. I think her looking for a specific kind of mushroom and then going to find him and ask him because she thinks he does drugs is like, and would know about where these mushrooms are. That's what I think is the bad writing, not him being a biologist.
Well, you know what I thought was weird is that nobody mentioned it either. You know, like, and she even says, like, Callie's like, why wouldn't anyone tell me that this guy used to be, like, a biologist? Cliff didn't say anything. Too. Yeah. And that's kind of thing where I'm like, well, what does that have to do? Is that part of the story? Is this a hint to something, you know?
And then he helps her find... They become, like, the best of friends, which is super against her character, because she's like, I don't want friends.
They disappoint me.
Yeah, I don't want friends. They disappoint me. Nobody can live up to my standards. I don't want any distractions or connections here. And then she makes like best friends with this guy. She's like, let's go out on a hot date, a night on the town, because she's like, she realizes.
Before that, they find the mushrooms.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Right?
I'm so sorry, mommy. They find the mushrooms and it's weird.
Girl. Yeah, so they find the mushrooms, some weird stuff happens, there's like swirling air, it gets really dark, the air feels heavy.
Everyone feels scared.
Everyone's scared. Even before it happened, like when they find it, Earl even says, I highlighted this, but he goes, they're never far from me, even when I wish they would be. Talking about the mushrooms, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. What could that mean, you know? So they get the mushroom, she plucks it, they freak out, the weird weather stops.
They run away.
They get really spooked, they run away, and they get into the car, and they're like, yay, we found the mushroom, but Earl's
let's
like,
go
kind
on
of
a date.
Like, yeah, and Earl's all shaken up, and she's like, let's go on a date, we found the mushroom.
Let's go on a date, and being like, you're dirty.
I know, she's just like, hey, I hope you don't, like, think this is, rude of me, but you're kind of stinky and you should, that's not verbatim, but she's just like, you should maybe get a haircut and find like a nice outfit and maybe shave a little. Let's get you cleaned up. We can go out on a little congratulatory date.
Yeah, let's
Sizzler.
Go out on a night on the town to Sizzler. Like, what is that?
We gotta go to Sizzlers.
What is that?
I love that. I love that of any place that she could have chosen, she went, they're gonna go to Sizzlers. That's a good
in my
celebration place.
in my small town, because this is about a small town, in my small town, the big place to go was the Olive Garden. Like, people get their fucking engagement photos taken at this fucking Olive Garden.
Oh my
If
god.
a guy takes you to Olive Garden, it's serious.
Oh.
In
Well,
my
the
small town.
Sizzlers,
So the
is
Sizzlers
2 towns
probably.
away. So
Yeah,
they have to
exactly.
go out of their way to get there.
Yeah, the Olive Garden was like 50 minutes from where I live.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, it was a very long drive. Like, if you're going out to the Olive Garden, it's an all-night experience.
And it's funny because, like, I've never lived in a small town before. So when they're explaining getting all dressed up to go to Sizzlers, I was very confused. But then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. That, like,
It's all they have.
yeah, it's all you have. That's kind of just how it goes.
And she gets ready for this date. I don't
Yeah.
understand why she's taking him on a date.
They're just going, like, to celebrate because, like, we found the mushroom, thank you. And, like, he's seeming a bit, like, disappointed because he thinks she's not gonna hang out with them anymore. So she's kind of trying to convince him to be like, yeah, we'll hang out, we're friends, we're buddies, blah blah blah.
Which is against her character.
Yeah, it is. But there's just something about Earl.
Are you trying to say that you want that
I want Earl.
Are you saying you want that granddaddy dick?
I want Earl.
You want that granddaddy dick?
He's giving granddaddy. I stand Earl. Let him get some 29-year-old pussy. He deserves it.
Just this once as a treat.
Yeah, as a little treat, you know, for helping me find the mushroom.
Can we talk about how
Do you
Sorry.
see the way that they interact with each other though sometimes? Like,
It's like weirdly, there's like tension.
yeah,
it's
it's
weird.
weird. It's very weird. So when she's getting ready, he sends like messages to her to see if she's like ready to get picked up. And he's sending like winking faces, and he's being like an old man where he's like keeps typoing and he keeps saying no pomegranates. And he's like,
Yeah,
damn,
and
I mean, no
saying-
problem.
Yeah, and then saying beautiful nipples, princess.
Yeah, and then right after he's like, beautiful nipples, princess. And he's like, oh, sorry, that's a typo.
This bitch is getting ready. And then she realizes that she left her microscope that costs the same as like a car.
Yeah, her super expensive microscope.
But she bought with her own money in the woods, and she goes to get it. Can we talk about how she was on, instead of like, I don't know, putting on shoes, like actual shoes, instead of a sensible pump, and taking the curlers out of her hair, she decides to jump on a fucking John Deere tractor in a hoe dress, heels, and curlers, and then goes into the woods like that.
I mean, yeah. But I guess the panic just washed over her, and she just went, I gotta get my I was gonna say telescope.
I don't know. Maybe I just value
Her
my
microscope.
clothes. Maybe I just value my clothes too much, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I would
Well, it
change
doesn't
first.
It
I
doesn't
would
seem
put on
like she
shoes.
dresses like that often, or
I would
cares
put like
to.
sneakers on at least.
I know, yeah. The
She's
heels.
talking about, yeah. She was driving a tractor instead of a car.
Well, she doesn't have the car, remember?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she knows how hot that is gonna be on her foot.
Yeah, yeah.
And so she just like wears stilettos. Like,
Yeah,
what is
she gets
that?
on her John Deere and just hops on.
Have you ever
'Cause she's a
tried to walk on
country
the
girl.
grass? Have you ever tried to walk on grass in heels?
That was the first thing I thought when she ran out with the heels on. I was just like, bitch, put some tennis shoes on.
Something.
Yeah. I love that you're just so fed up with her.
I hate her.
You despise her.
She said her being like the whole like, I'm too good to be friends, like I'm too good for these people, I'm above it all, I'm better than them, everyone wants to fuck me, I'm so beautiful.
That's
Too
how I feel
much.
every day.
Like, I'm like, I would be cool with her being like, I'm so beautiful, I'm so like kind, I'm so stunning.
I'm so cunt. I'm so stunning.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. That's whatever. But then it's when you take your views and your stuff on yourself, and then you try to be like, and because I'm beautiful and like cunt and everything, everyone else is bad. Everyone else is jealous of me. Everyone else is this, that, the other. That's what puts me off and makes. I'm like, no, I hate you.
I love you, Barry.
Just be positive. Just be positive about everyone.
I love you, Barry.
Unless they're a man.
Unless they're a man. True. Real. Valid.
And then you have to tear them down. Emotionally.
Emotionally, physically. Any other way
spiritually.
that's possible. Yeah, spiritually.
Yeah, exactly. See, you understand.
Yeah.
I have no patience for men and all women are queens.
I know. That's like your shining trait.
Thank you. Your shining trait is that you're skinny.
Thank you.
So would you like to say what happens next? She's in the forest. She's in a hoe dress. Her ass is out. Literally out. She's talked about it. Like, she talks about her ass, like, coming out of this fucking dress.
Oh, yeah.
And
She talks about how she's fighting tug of war with her dress because, like, the second she pushes down, a titty might pop out. And the second that she pulls it up, her butt pops out. She's really giving hooker. She's got the heels. A cute little black dress. Yeah, I think she took the curlers out.
She took the curlers out when she was like on the tractor, which is honestly kind of a serve.
That is kind of a serve. Okay, we'll give her points for that.
I will take 2 points out of her, like, I hate her fund.
I hate her. Yeah, so what is it? She gets around, I guess, close to the area where the microscope was. Oh, we forgot to talk about the fox.
Oh, well, I mean, she saw a weird fox in the woods at one point, and it was like all like sparkly and glittery, and then she sees it again, and
it was giving Edward Cullen.
Yeah, and it's trying to pull her away from this area that she's trying to go, because she sees these stupid moths that she moved to this town for, and she's going to go see them because they're supposed to be like super endangered, and all of a sudden there's like a bunch of them in one area, and she's like and she's trying to go there, and then this fox is like trying to like get her away from it by trying to like quote unquote like attack her,
or, it's like nipping at her,
to deter her. And then she's like, I'm gonna not try. Instead of trying to get away from this fucking animal that's like biting me and could hurt me, I'm just gonna keep doing the thing that it doesn't want me to do, and then go in this obvious like red flag thing and just jump in it, and then just.
Well, we like the red flags, so we're rooting for her to do this, honestly.
Obviously.
Yeah. So she's like running to this she runs to this tree that has like an opening, and she's just like, oh my god, the lunar moths, they've been here. And she's like, I wish I had my phone because I left it on the tractor, blah blah blah. And the fox,
she's relatable. Her losing her phone is relatable.
Very relatable to you. Every single time I talk to you, every single time I just hear, oh no, where's my phone? As you go about rummaging through your room.
I told you about how I lost a sandwich today, right? I did find it.
I know. She lost a whole sandwich.
Yeah.
She put it down for a minute and lost it.
I put it down because I came home from work. And I had a tasty avocado turkey chipotle mayo sandwich in my fridge.
That sounds good.
And I was excited, and I pulled it out because it was very good.
Yeah.
And $2 for extra avocado, by the way.
God.
I pull out this sandwich that I was looking forward to because I had half of it for dinner yesterday because it was a big sandwich. So I pull it out.
You're so skinny. So
I'm so skinny and excited. I can't finish a full sandwich in one go. So I'm skinny and it's tiny. Effortless, truly. And because I'm so skinny, when my cat Mittens comes up to me and he misses me after a long day of work, because he's like a little dog, he comes out to me and he cries until I pick him up and pet him and carry him around and show him all the different windows so we can look outside.
Yeah, you showed him outside and you lost your sandwich.
Yeah, I was showing him outside, and because I'm so skinny, I forgot my sandwich and I forgot to eat it. So I was like holding my cat and showing him the windows and being like, oh, look at that. Pointing, oh, look at that, Mibby, look at that. And then I realized, I'm working on art for the show. I need to finish that because it needs that. So then I go to my computer and I start working on that. And then I'm like, oh, my Patreon, I have to do a test print of these Osama bin Laden stickers that I'm working on. And then I'm like, oh, I have to do this. And, oh, I have to do that. And then I was like, oh yeah, my sandwich. And
You
then
have so much going on.
I spend the next... I'm so multi-talented and multifaceted.
You are.
And then I'm like, where the fuck is this sandwich? And I spend the next 30 minutes going through this house trying to find this sandwich because I do not remember where I put it. I don't even remember where Mibby greeted me when I came home. So I'm looking, I'm rummaging. I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything until I find this. I'm not just gonna leave food out like that. I'm not just gonna like come home one day and then find like a moldy sandwich covered in bugs. Like that's not how we play here. And then 30 minutes later, 30 minutes later, after tearing my home apart, I find my sandwich, and then you already know where it was.
Yeah.
I left it on my PS4.
Was your PS4 on?
No comment.
Did it get warm? Did you get a warm sandwich out of it?
It wasn't warm, but I didn't want it to be warm. It's a turkey avocado sandwich. It doesn't have to be warm.
Oh God. I love you.
What?
Love you, Barry.
What?
You're losing everything.
I'm honestly, I lose so much weight. I just lose everything else, and
yeah,
I lose everything else too, because I'm just
so bad. God. Anyway, Callie Peterson, the dumb bitch, forgot her phone.
That we both hate right now.
Yeah, we both hate her. She's kind of not giving. She's not giving at all.
Yeah, you said that you hated her too at first.
I did. I absolutely despised her.
Is this like a Nesta thing? Is this like a Nesta thing where like later they force us to like her by making her a completely different character, or is this like?
It's not a Nesta thing, but it is going to gradually happen, and I feel like you may see it. And if you do figure it out before I did, I'm going to congratulate you and just give you compliments.
I just looked at our recording and we were like, oh, we're just gonna like record like 10 or 15 minutes about each like part of this book, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mash it together and make an episode. We're an hour in.
I know,
babe.
I know. We need to figure out how to do this.
3 chapters of a book, because I got excited, started talking about fucking Pride and Prejudice and the stupid sandwich that I lost, and you need to rein it in, girly. You need to learn how to control me.
I'm trying. It's so hard. It's very fun though. I enjoy every moment I spend with you.
We're not even at chapter 9 yet.
Yeah, I think we're on chapter 6.
Okay, rapid fire.
Okay, rapid fire. All right. So this bitch, she lost her phone. She didn't lose her phone. She left it in the tractor.
She goes in the she sees the
goes in the tree.
Moths.
Yeah, she goes into the tree.
Yeah, and then she gets into this portal by accident. Because it's where all the moths are.
It's a ring of mushrooms. Oh, we forgot to also say that the mushrooms are called destroying angel mushrooms. That's
no
what
one cares.
That's okay. Well, I wanted to give them some lore.
Moving on.
Okay. So she gets into the mushroom circle, she starts falling and she doesn't know where she is, and then she hits something really hard and big and sexy and 6'5", and it ends up being Prince Mendax,
and he spits in her face and then has her killed.
He spits on her because he's like an assassin, and all of these like hundreds of men that are around him that are, I guess, like, you know, part of his army are like an assassin.
Wanting to fuck her. And
yeah, they do.
They stab her and leave her to bleed out. And then the fox
and her skirt's like
to save her.
Her butt's hanging out of her skirt.
They keep just talking about how we should just highlight how many times she talks about her butt being out in this stupid dress.
She's a BBL queen.
BBL.
Oh shit, she's a BBL queen.
And then this fox that was trying to save her earlier comes, like, cries on her and pisses on her or something.
Yeah, it cries and
then
pisses on her, and she comes back to life because I guess the tears of the fox like bring her back, and she's like, she's all good. And then Mindax comes back, and he was like, oh, I came back for your head, but you're still alive. And he's like, pushes her up against this tree. Oh, I was gonna go into the other stuff, but that also works too.
I'm so sorry, Mommy. Continue. I could put a red flag that from this man.
Yeah, he's the entire red flag. Like, he is the red flag. So he like pushes her up against the wall or the wall, tree, and he's just like, I want to fucking kill you, bitch.
Yeah, and then decides to put her in prison instead. Yeah, and then she is a Disney princess, and all of the animals are like coming to her.
They have like
animals. Are coming to her all the time, and she makes charcuterie boards for them because this book was written by a millennial.
Hey, I love that. I say that I'm a millennial. I'm like, I love the charcuterie board.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you do. Reflect.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm comfortable in who I am as a person.
Okay. So millennials like charcuterie boards, and then Gen Z. We like Lunchables.
I also like Lunchables.
Same thing. Yeah. Lunchables are just less pretentious.
Yeah, so Callie has her little Lunchables on the charcuterie board that she shares with all the rats that come in.
It was a brick, not a charcuterie board.
Okay, well, let's use our imagination. And
are we gonna a little princess this and have an imaginary feast?
Yes,
she's not covered in piss, and she's not covered in piss and fairy
bile
cum.
and yeah. So when you got to that chapter, were you expecting that kind of like intensity?
Well, I mean, so what kind of fairy was it called? It was called the bog, right?
It was called the bog, and so it's like a frog creature thing.
There was like a fairy type in A Court of Thorns and Roses that was the bog, and it was like it fed on fear and acknowledgement and stuff. So I mean, I was expecting, like, when they're like, oh, we're bringing in the bog, I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, she's probably gonna get.
Were you expecting
How does
what
it have
did?
a penis? It like humped her leg and came on her.
It was like on her head and her face.
And like it just like rubbed. It was like
rubbing on her.
It's giving 16 dry humping and the doors open but a crack vibes.
Yeah, but I was surprised because it's like slashing at her. It's like injuring her. Like I wasn't expecting.
It feeds off of the fear.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting that when I was reading this book, and like I kind of like. My jaw kind of dropped. I was like, oh shit, we're going into like something a lot darker. I wasn't
She was
expecting.
like, ooh, Zaddy.
I got excited.
Like, ooh, what's your name? Hi,
like,
is he single?
Bog Daddy. But
He's a baddie.
He is a baddie. He's a frog baddie. But I wasn't expecting that at all. And
yeah, I can't wait to find out about the love story that's about to happen from a dude with a guy who let her get like rugged, basically. That's interesting.
Well, I don't think there was any penetration, so that doesn't count. But I did notice
it doesn't count as sexual assault unless she
I did, when I was reading back, I did notice something I didn't like connect beforehand. Oh, I hope I can find it. It was about the bog, and when it was doing that to her, the non-con.
The non-con?
There was that, the non-con. There was that whole like moment where something like roared, like it screamed throughout the whole dungeon.
Oh, yeah, and then
and it felt like it was behind the wall to her like cell. And, you know, she was talking about like there's a little crack through the cell and she could see another room.
A little crack.
A little crack. And she and I think that was supposed to be Mendax back there, and he was watching it. Like he's been watching her.
It's weird.
Right?
And then
but that's also like that's a red flag, right?
That's such a red flag. I love it.
I do too.
Okay, so if you want to know why we're like so zaddy on this man, I have a red flag, a beautiful beautiful red flag from this man. I've thought about you a lot these past weeks, human. I've thought about how much I want to hurt you, how badly I ache to feel your weak neck give out and collapse under my grip. But then I was reminded how inferior you are as a human. I refuse myself the joy of killing you if I cannot feel your life fade away in my bare hands. And honestly...
It's giving, right?
You know that reaction image you send me all the time where it's like that little mouse that has like the bow on its head and it's got the big beady eyes and the blush?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was me. That was me reading that.
Was that you really? Well, don't worry, girl. There's so much more. It's gonna be a journey for you. Yeah, anytime he just like demeans her, I'm just like, yes, please, keep going. Really make it hurt.
She honestly, after how she's been for the past 3 chapters, more.
It's like a treat.
More. This noise, this is me snapping because I need it now.
Yeah, I love him. I love Mendax. He's like he's the star of the book. He really is.
He's what we wanted Rysand to be so badly.
Yes, he was. And I think that's why I like this book so much.
We're healing.
We're healing. He's comically evil. He's great. So pretty much the gist of it, right, is she's captured. They think she's an assassin. He's fucking with her with the bog monster. He's too good to kill her because like his kind are like, I can't touch you, it's gross. But the other Fae races,
they
see,
really
like,
want to fuck her.
Yeah, the other Fae races like are really into her.
Can we talk about how she's like talking about how hot she is, and then this guy?
Well,
was,
apparently
like,
she was right because everybody's after her.
I'm not done. And then
God.
this prince, he was like, "You're considered ugly by Fae standards."
He compares her to an orc.
Yeah.
I remember that, and I laughed so hard because
I was like, "Thank you." That's when I was on his side.
Yeah.
What I'm honestly starting to think is that he's just gay.
He's a king.
He's just a catty gay.
Yes.
Like, he's not torturing her. He's not evil. He's just a catty gay. He's just doing what any catty gay would do to a straight white woman who thinks she's all that.
Just torture her?
Yeah.
Oh God, if it went that direction, this could be a whole different book. They could be like, they become buddies. After a while.
What was that 90s like comedy, like sitcom?
Will and Grace.
It just becomes Will and Grace. Except it's with fairy torture.
Can we do like a coffee shop AU where it's Will and Grace but them?
Just take a Will and Grace. Can you go to ChatGPT and put in how does it feel, but it's Will and Grace?
Wait. I want to do that so bad.
Those shoes, that dress, puts in the cell with a bog. Try harder next time. It's the RuPaul Drag Race dress up game.
ChatGPT is trying really hard right now.
Tell it it's skinny.
You're skinny, you're beautiful, you're serving. It's not serving. It says, I love it says at the bottom, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Consider checking important information.
Everybody makes mistakes. Bow.
While
Everybody
we wait
has
for
those
this.
days.
Oh God.
Bow.
Oh no. I say while we wait for this to see if it actually works. She's being tortured. It's giving, yes, Mendax is a king. We love him. We love everything about him. He can't do anything wrong. He's a walking red flag. He's like a bouquet of red flags.
Yes, we don't allow green flags into this house.
We just like red flags. We don't like the other kind that are the different color.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we wanted to read about, like, a nice, normal relationship, like, we don't, we just go out into real life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need this, like, supportive, loving nonsense. We want derangement. We want... Remember that one, thing I sent you where it was, like, a reel or something where a woman was talking about going home for Thanksgiving, and they're like, oh, well, what are you writing right now? And then in her head, she was like, oh yeah, the book where I had the main male character stab a mattress with a knife and then have the main female character ride the hilt like it's a penis.
Oh my god, that was like intense. When you sent me that, I was like, what the fuck?
I want to read that because I think that I find smut to be very funny.
I do too.
I don't get like sexual enjoyment from like smut, but I think it's funny. I think the way that authors describe sex is very funny because they're like, oh well, we don't want to be, we're like authors, we're making art and sex is beautiful.
Yeah, they make it a little too like,
and then I'm really
taking this seriously.
Then they use like weird flowery language. They won't say the word penis or vagina.
Yeah. The center of my apex.
Or just the center of me, the bundle of nerves.
Ugh.
Bundle of nerves.
The bundle of nerves one really kind of grosses me out. I don't know why. It just grosses me out.
He sheathed himself into the hilt. Like that kind of stuff I find to be very comical, and I find it to be the most comical in situations like this. Where it's like the super toxic dude, because then it's like, oh, he'll stab the bed and make her ride the fucking hilt of the blade like it's a fucking dick, and I'm like, okay, that sounds like it's gonna be interesting. Let's hear this.
It's like, tell me more. Let me paint a picture.
I'm listening.
Me. Yeah.
Well,
where were we?
She's in the dungeon, and then he brings her out, and he's like,
yeah. Well, she takes her to the blood room.
And he calls her ugly.
Yeah, you're right. He calls her ugly, and then he's like, "I'm gonna get my best assassin to kill you," and that's
where we leave off. Yeah. Okay. So right now, I do not like her. I think Cliff is a Chad. I think he's dope. I'm annoyed that they didn't have like any kind of scene of him. She's like talking about him advancing on her, like he's like a creep or something, when he's like, he asked her to go to a fishing spot with him as a date.
A honey hole, as he called it.
That's a common term for fishing.
Just the phrase though.
Yeah, so either I guess he's also getting dick from car repairman for her.
Oh yeah,
like,
Don,
you should
the car repairman.
Yeah, like at least go on a date with him. He sounds so normal.
I mean, after Mendax though, it's kind of just like he's nothing.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like before Mendax, like reading this and her being like, I'm too good for love, and he's a fucking creep because he asked her on a date.
Any other thoughts? What do you think of Crazy Earl?
He's baby girl.
He is baby girl.
I kind of wanted them to get together too.
I kind of did too. I was kind of like, granddaddy.
I don't actually, because like thinking about that is like, meh.
Yeah.
But I want him to be happy. And she looking into his eyes, realizes, oh, this is gonna be me in 30 years. I worked too hard. I never had any fun. I never dated anyone. Never experienced anything, and I'm going to be called Crazy Callie. I'm gonna be 60. I'm gonna have no friends, no life, and I'm gonna work at a gas station. Like, that's what she realized that. Right?
Yeah, and she's very endeared to him, and there's something about Earl to me. Love Earl.
He's just a sweet boy. I love him.
Sweet boy. And then mysterious
They keep
Eli.
writing weird sexual tension with them. I'm like,
yes,
it's weird.
Yes, I'm glad that you see it too, because I saw it as well, and I was kind of like, what's happening right now? But so Eli too. You think that Eli?
I think Eli is either that prince or something.
Okay.
Or he is some fairy from that world that has power, because they're not just gonna be like, oh, a no-name fairy or whatever from the fairy realm. This is Eli boy. No, it's gonna be somebody who's powerful and important.
Okay.
Maybe the prince of the there's like two races of fairies. There's like the Seelie and the Unseelie.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he's either the Unseelie prince, or he's the Seelie Prince. Like, that's my guess.
Okay, I like your theories. Mindax is the unseelie prince, so.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that
Okay.
that Eli is either going to be Mendax or the Seelie Prince.
Okay, I love your theories.
Thank you.
Anything else? Any other comments besides you hate Callie Peterson?
Yeah, there's obviously something up with her. She's probably like partially fairy or something weird, because the animals are like so drawn to her, and because like even the animal guards were trying to get her out for some reason. So there's something up with her. Mm-hmm. There's something wrong.
I'm interested to figure that out too, because there is something suspicious about her. Yeah, there's something going on. So
we thought we were gonna be done in 20 minutes, spend an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So
I'll try to corral you better, but I also kind of went off the rails.
I just think it's good because like my opinion is gonna. You keep saying my opinion's gonna change. It's gonna be, we've been like screaming at each other.
Yeah.
We've been
the other day
on her hands and knees and put my tiny skinny little face in her beautiful hands and begged me to keep reading.
Yeah, I screamed at her and I said, my hands are on your face. I'm looking deep into your eyes and I'm begging you, just trust the process. Keep reading.
Yeah,
I think that was verbatim what I said. I was like screaming over Discord at her.
What we need to do is we need to stop talking about this on Discord before we record.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
We need to control ourselves better, because I feel like we were giving away such A+ content.
Yeah, we should just jump in and just record and then just throw it to Mongol and be like, thank you for editing.
Thank you so much, beautiful nipples.
Yes, beautiful nipples, princess.
Here's $1,000.
He has so much work to do. This poor man.
I'm so sorry.
All
right.
We'll get better though, right?
We will. Okay, so now we're gonna end the show. We're gonna get back on the rails of ending this show. Honey, would you like to talk about your socials?
So my socials are Honey Von Bunny on Twitter. Also my Patreon, where you can get exclusive rewards and I can draw you things. I can draw you really pretty ladies. And I also have an Instagram, which is Honey Von Bunny Art. Yeah, that's all my socials, really.
Okay, and then because I was gonna say because Honey's being rude and she's not gonna introduce me.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
See,
you get so ahead of yourself. It's like corralling a bunch of cats with you. You're just so high energy.
Okay, and then I'm Berries and Cream, and I'm _berries_n_cream on Instagram, and _berries and cream on Twitter. And I have a Patreon that's patreon.com/berriesandcream. And I do stickers and pogs and commissions, and I'm a dope ass bitch, and I post dope ass fits, and give me your money. Mm-hmm. Is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, and do you want to hear something, honey, before we end it for real?
Yes.
This will be the first time that the words APClit, the title of our program, has been said.
Yeah, this is it's so weird saying it.
Can you just say it for me, baby?
It's APClit.
Beautiful nipples, princess. We'll talk to you later.